presentas como tal la introducción del curso o algo así?
Sí. Okay, hello, good evening. Good evening, partners. Today we are going to discuss about a typical and controversial topic about 9/11 event. Tonight we are introducing ourselves. I first with me. My name is Paola. I study at UNAD University, and I have I'm in 5 semester of the university as an English degree. So today we are going to answer some questions about the 9/11. Tonight I give you the speech to next partner, Tatiana.
Okay, hi everyone, good evening. My name is Ingrid Tatiana Payares Arevalo. I'm studying the UNAC to get an English degree. And as my partner say, we are going to talk today about the September 11 attacks. So, yeah. Continue.
Hi, my name is Mr. Rangel. I'm studying to have my English degree too, and today we're gonna speak about the 9/11, and we're gonna start with some questions. I'm gonna start with the first one. It is about could the U.S. Air Force have prevented the attack? I think it is difficult to prevent an attack because United States is a big country that has a lot of resources. It's a very rich country, and a lot of countries around they want to remove the power from the United States because it's a country with a lot of power. So they are receiving a lot of signs of attack all the time. And it is difficult to prevent one of those because if you pay attention to all the messages that they receive, they can go outside. Nobody can go outside and nobody can use airplanes. So it's hard to prevent those kind of attacks. So I think could be, but it is difficult to pay attention to all the time that everybody thinks in the United States. And that's why I say it's not an easy way to prevent. They received a lot of information about the attack because the president Putin told them 1 month before about the attack. They could be that they hear that somebody was training about hiking airplanes. So, but it's hard to believe. Thank you.
Yes, of course. I think that there are many conspiracy theories about that event. But I would like to the first question about could the U.S. Air Force had prevent the attacks? What do you think about? In my case, it seems to me as investigate that the tension between the U.S. and Japan for a where they said it was a surprise attack targeting the United States Navy's passive fleet at Pearl Harbor and the Air Forces defending the Hawaii area. So this event couldn't be prevented. Against the usual military practice, there wasn't warning or declaration of war before the outbreak of hostilities. Communication with the declaration of war arrived the next day, and it is still being discussed whether it was a technical error or was on purpose. Without a declaration of war or prior notice, the bloodletting fleet by Japan on the US at Pearl Harbor was described by Roosevelt as the day of infamy.
Okay, I agree with you, kind of agree, but in my opinion, it is kind of inexplicable why they didn't get air protection up to the time that happened the crash, because, well, in 9/11, there were only 14 fire jets on alert, and there were no computer network or alarm automatically alert the North American Air Defense Command of missing planes. So I think it's hard to believe that they didn't knew this was coming. But yes, of course, sometimes it's difficult due to the big of how big the country is. They didn't exactly knew where the attack was coming from or where was going to be the attack. So yeah, it was hard to prevent that.
But the thing is, they were thinking that the attack could be external and no internal. They were thinking it was outside. They were paying attention to outside, no inside. And the other thing is the defense security was not there. Inexpert people was working on that, and they didn't do nothing for prevent those things and to do the interception to the airplane. They didn't do that. So I think it was a lot of pressure, a lot of things at the same time, and the security was not there. That was a big problem.
Yes.
Okay, the second one. Were the twin towers delivered demolished by explosives? Well, it looks like, because when you have a kind of those kind of explosions, it's in the same way. I mean, the tower falls in one position, in the same position. They call it pancake theory.
Yes,
But
I hear.
the architect that was building those the towers and was trying to identify every attack or every situation when he was building the towers. And he talked about in case an airplane crash the tower, what's gonna happen? And he say that maybe it could be a big fire, and maybe around the tower is gonna fall down, and all of the people gonna die. But the structure is gonna stay there. But even the structure was there. I mean, all the tower was falling down. So that was a big, like, you never expect that. I mean, no one floor was standing there. All the floors were falling. So that's why we asked. It looks like they put something inside.
Yes, in fact, they explain about the different ways how it happened with these twin towers. Actually, the people don't can understand about it. I see or I hear many conspiracies about that event. Many engineers, many architects, and different people were investigating about the cause of collapse of that twin towers. In fact, the bankers had several arguments against controlled demolitions. One of them is they said about the explosives during the interesting facts the people did before that terrible event, in which they said the Twin Towers explosives had been down under everyone's eyes. Maybe other people could put the explosives inside the building, in the center of the building, during the daylight without anybody questioning what's going on. The other arguments is that the demolition was begin from the bottom of the tower. When the planes crashed with the building, caused the explosion in the bottom of the building. But these arguments aren't really true, because years later, the New York Times, for example, published a 12,000 page of oral histories rendered in the voices of 503 firefighters and emergency personnel who were present at the Trade Center that day. So over 100 of them, 1/5 of the total, had reported explosions in the building's period or during the collapses.
Yes, I read about it too. I read that some architects or engineers were doing some search about it because the impact and the fires could not have weakened the building sufficiently to stand this collapse, because the buildings will not have collapsed. It will just fall apart, like the top of it, and the top of it, like it happened, and at the speed that it did. And this will happen with additional energy involved. That's why people say that they put like demolished by explosives, but there is sufficient doubt that this investigation must be reopened, because it must include all the possibilities that they use explosives, because also it didn't it wasn't just the twin towers, it was also a building called building 7 that didn't have any impact and didn't have any fires, and it just fell down. So it's really weird, and it creates doubt about it, because it isn't the architects and the engineers think that this couldn't be possible without any energy involved.
Yeah, and they found some material in the dust, the tower, when it burned.
Yes.
They found out a strange material that is kind of for explosive. So they never investigate about that.
There are other arguments. For example, the jet fuel of the planes, they pour down into the elevator shafts, like a substantial quantities, and after produce extremely temperature of fire inside the building.
Yes, I also read about some people that said that they could smell some chemics, and that was weird. So yeah, it would be possible that they use some explosives to tear down the towers.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is were some people forewarned about the attack? I think I think they were thinking it was an accident because it was an airplane, so that could have happened. And everybody was asking what happened. I mean, that was weird. It was like maybe they were asking, making question about maybe was pilot the one to do it. That it was a suicide thing situation, or I don't know, whatever. But they were thinking that was an accident in the beginning. And I saw a video about one person who survived about the situation. And he told he was in the other tower when the first airplane crashed in the first one. He was in the other tower and he called um, his wife and he asked, "Can you please turn on the TV and tell me what is happening outside?" And she said, "An airplane crossing the tower." And he was like, "Okay, but I think it was an accident." And later was in the second tower, and that was when the people started like, "Oh my goodness, it's an attack." So they were we were thinking about everything was okay. I mean, they never think the situation is well, it was worse with the time because I was like 8 years old. I was thinking like, what happened? What did that happen? I mean, when I saw two towers falling down, it's like you never know that you never think this is gonna happen, and they never do it, and they were surprised with that. So I think they don't realize that.
Yes, in my case, I think if people knew about this attack, maybe they wouldn't stay near to the building. But that day was a normal day, however, the other day. So I think that that was a surprise for them. I cannot understand what is the reason, the real reason for that attack, but I think that day was normal, whatever other day.
Yes, exactly. I think that if some people will be forewarned about the attack, they will have do something or speak up. Even if the government didn't hear them, they will cause like commotion in the internet or even well in the time there were enough internet, but in the media or in the papers. But I heard some conspiracy theories that say that some other countries did knew, like Pakistan and Mossad, but it was hard. Do they have like conflicts with the USA? So I think that probably they didn't uh, give them the warnings because they have like this economic war and something like that. So yes, it was hard to know that this attack was coming.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Was the Pentagon really hit by an airplane? Well, in the video, it looks like it's a small airplane. People were thinking it was a little airplane, but it was a big one, and it's supposed to in the cold day it has to do when you're inside the wall. It was not the real size like a real airplane. They were thinking maybe it was falling the street, it was falling down, but they didn't know it was a big one or a little one. That was the situation. And I don't know, it's supposed to look like an airplane, but nobody knows. Doesn't have a reason. Well, one airplane disappeared. It was from a commercial airplane, but um, nobody identified that kind of airplane was that one. If the kind of airplane was that one. So I don't know. I think yes, but no idea.
Yes, the studies notice about inconsistency about the aircraft crash with the Pentagon. In fact, there were cameras that recorded that moment in which seemed that they found incoherence with the fluctuation between two cameras frames. There are other situations in which the pieces of the plane were found outside of the Pentagon, the building around it. But the debunkers have other versions about the pieces because they said that were inside the building.
Yes, I read about it too. And when the Pentagon released this security camera footage, some people noticed that it didn't appear like a plane. It appeared to be like a thin white blur because it was weird also that the plane crashed at a ground level. It didn't crash like from above, but like this, like from the side. So that gives doubts to the people, and it didn't appear to be like a plane in the video, but it was like a little. It was blurry, so people didn't understand really what was it, but yeah, I mean in the photographs there is a plane, so It's
Yes.
really weird.
Yeah, the
Yes.
other thing that they were thinking, the people that was flying, there was an airplane, pilot the airplane. They were trying to do the thing, but they didn't. I mean, they didn't do it. I mean, they were trying, but it was difficult, and they asked why, how he can do that, how he did see the Pentagon in that way. It's so difficult, and it's the same with the airplane that crash the towers, because if you go with a kind of speed and a level, the airplane start falling down in pieces. But the airplane was okay when crashing the tower. So they are asked a lot of questions about how they do that. How can they do that?
Yes.
It's
Other
like
argument say that the airplane was failing before to crash to the Pentagon. So I think that the airplane was broken before to crash.
could the attacks have been prevented? Well, like we say, I mean, United States received a lot of message about attacks. It's so hard to pay attention to every single message. But the situation with Al Qaeda was difficult, was different. It was a lot of warnings about it. But like I said, they never expected the attack was internal. They were thinking, waiting for something external to happen, but it was difficult to believe. That's why it's hard. It's hard to think, I mean, to prevent those kind of things. And I don't think it is. I mean, you can do nothing if you pay attention to all those messages. I mean, you can fly airplanes, you can go outside, nothing, because if you hear or if you pay attention to every single message, I mean, you are someone with warnings every time. So I don't know if United States will prevent that or it's hard.
In fact, I agree with you because I don't know really because it was a difficult situation. I found find other arguments in were say about the preliminary investigation behind months ago, in where there were
Yes.
people undercover to this horrible event to prepare this mission. So maybe yes, it could be prevented.
Well, I read about it, and as I said before, it was kind of hard to prevent where the attack was going to be because from how big the USA is. So, and as my partner Lizette said before, it was hard to know if it was going to be in the inside or it was going to be exterior. But some people say that it could be prevented because they had like warnings or videos of Al Qaeda saying that they were going to do something very, very big, but this never happened before in the USA. It was like the first time they really experienced a really big attack. So I think they didn't expect it, but maybe it could be prevented, but it was hard. It was really,
I
really
mean, yeah, I mean, if they pay attention to those kind of messages, yes, they can prevent it. But how? How can prevent that?
hard. Yes, because
So
it's
we stop all the flights.
But it's strange. It's strange, but I understand why the United States is a potential country. Don't prevent. I don't understand still
It
about
was,
this.
yeah, it was a lot of problem with the security. I mean, when they were in attack, they were wasting a lot of time
yes.
because people was not there. The people that was in charge was not there, and I mean, I mean, how you can prevent those kind of things? It's hard. It's so hard to prevent. I mean, you can do something during that, but I mean, the problem was with security was not there. I think that was the problem. But I mean, to prevent is hard. In my
Yes, I agree with you. I think they waste a little time to act in the moment, but because I think the USA didn't experience this before, they didn't knew how to act exactly. Because as you said before, some people didn't knew it was an attack until the some plane crash. So yes,
opinion,
it's kind of hard
it's
to
kind of hard.
notice exactly where is going to be the attack. Maybe today they will prevent it better, but at that time it would be practically impossible to know where the attack was going to be.
The other thing that was weird was in that they didn't find records about people who was before the record the people the hijack the people that did that they just find like one record about three people but no more in all the whole airport they didn't find that and that's kind of cool too. I mean now you have to put in, I mean you have to put up every camera and the security section because
Yes.
prevent more things. I don't know. Next one, what Osama bin Laden really captured and killed? People say it was killed. Um, it was a mission in, but I don't know. I think he was very smart. He was the kind of person that prevent a lot of attacks too. Because I mean, when that happened, there was USA was looking for him to kill
Yes.
him. So he was very smart. He was being trying to use people to look like him to try to prevent to kill him. And but I don't know if it was the real one. People say that it's the real one. Other people say that it's not. That it's still alive. But I think that they kill it. And I even knew a news about his son. It was killed too. So I don't know. I think yeah.
Yes, according to the video, I can see about other reports online, and I watched this means notice report about that mission and show with videos and photos about the military came to the Osama shelter because for that days he was hiding of the Army Force USA. So I consider that is true. It's a true version. It's real that the killer of Obama.
Maybe they did, but I read about some rumors that people said that Osama bin Laden had been killed for years ago and some people find it weird that there is no release of any DNA evidence of his death, and also that the USA military supposedly disposed of his body in the sea. So some people find it weird, but I think that he's dead. They kill him, but maybe not at that time. Maybe they I mean, the USA is kind of has rumors about, you know, capture getting information out of them. So I think maybe they say they killed him, but they killed him like later to get like information from him because they also killed his son. So, well, years before. But yes, I think they killed them.
Next one. Was 9/11 caused by American government or government proposed? I don't know. I think governments have a lot of secrets to cover a lot of situations that you never know.
Yes.
But I don't know how it can work that. How it can work that? I mean, just to say to find a guilty. I don't know. I think it's impossible to think about it because was a lot of life. So I think I don't think I don't think the government did that, but sometimes you never know.
Yes.
It looks like because the way that the towers fall down, it's weird. The way they were attacked, the situation about the security, and a lot of things that look like they never prevent those kind of things. In in my mind, I think it's hard to believe the government tried to kill a lot of innocent people and just have to real life. And
Yeah.
I think it's hard.
Yeah, this part is not clear, really for me, because could have been many reasons to attack the USA. Uh, but really, I think that the news means didn't show the true cause of this horrific event. But I think it could be years and years to find maybe the true reason of all this, or maybe for the aseptic people, in my opinion, the people is only is a mystery, or really it should have happened in the story of the world. This is my point of view. Um, if continue to talk about this, I think that they don't they found the reason, the real reason to show the true reason of this event, because never with the investigations and other things, I think that they didn't understand about it.
Yes, I think that we can be sure of anything. I mean, I think if we inform ourselves, we can find like some doubts, and we can find like some elements that the U.S. government were involved, but it's not really for sure. Like it could be in the perpetration or in the cover up, but I think this is more like a skeptic people, like our companion Paola say. But if true, I think no USA attorney will convene to a grand jury on a basis of a conspiracy theory. It would be it would be strange. It would be out of a mind to think about it. But I think we can only hope that the USA can establish like some true story, or like maybe they did release the true story, but there is some doubts, and they should talk about it and solve it. So some people will stop talking about it, because I think also keep talking about it and keep talking about the same thing, it will it will be kind of a disrespect to the victims and to the family of the victims to also think about it and think about it all the time. It's hard. So I think out of respect, people should stop these conspiracy theories, but also the USA should establish some answers to these doubts.
Yeah, the other thing that I saw was I never know there was a airplane. I was
Yes, I
thinking there was only three. When I saw the fourth one, because the first one just crashed with the in a place empty place, and people say that the tripulation was fighting with the people they was hiking the airplane. So the way the airplane fall was weird. I mean, some people say there was a little airplane too, and some people say there was an airplane. It was a little airplane around him, the airplane around his airplane, and they say maybe it was a shoot or maybe you fall down or they never know. So that was the other thing. I mean, in the record, they never found the records. That was the other thing. They never found the records about the black boxes. They just found one, and they never put it public because they say that it's not good to hear, and it's not a good thing to hear because I think there was a lot of situations inside, and but the other records they never found or damaged.
Yes,
Yes, it left us like a memory in the story in our lives.
yes, because as I said, we cannot be sure of anything. Like we can exactly knew what happened, and as you said, is there some governments tend to hide a lot of things, but we can be sure about what happened. So yes,
Yeah. Well, I was speaking with a person that was working today. He's a pilot, and I was speaking with a person that what happened today, and he was trying to go in airplane, was trying to start to fly, and he told me, well, that day the officer just called us to the office, and we were looking at each other like, what happened? What we do? What we did? What's wrong? So they were walking in the office and was a big screen on the office, the TV showing the news, and it was when the second airplane crashed the second tower, and they were
In
through
fact, there aren't videos or records or what happens into the planes before to crash the building.
I hear one. It was so sad. I mean, that breaks my heart. It was the flight attendant speaking to her husband and say, "Oh no, that breaks my heart." I was like, she was saying like, "I want to see your face again."
But there were people into the plane with explosives
I know. I
into the
mean,
there
plane.
there isn't a record about it, but there are some like phone calls that they did in some of the planes, not in all of them, but there isn't like records about how many people were actually in the plane. But yes, I heard some like calls about some people that were actually in the building and couldn't get out and were like thinking like I'm going to jump because I don't want to burn, and it breaks hearts to hear that. It's really emotional.
I know what. Yeah.
A lot of people died. A lot of people died.
I mean,
And also,
like 200.
uh, no, it was I don't know for sure, but what I searched, it was
No, the
2,970
200
people.
people, the
But
jump.
there were other people disappeared
That
that
I
didn't found
didn't, I didn't knew that.
because they were very sad, very sad. And after the collapse, the firefighters and then the other people found in other buildings around it a piece of bones human of
Yes.
these parts, the small parts of the body human. Is
I mean,
very horrified. And actually,
exactly.
I hear that in this environment, that environment around it, many people the major consequence was the disease, respiratory disease.
Yeah, and the
I
people
heard
that survive do have
that,
problems, and now they have cancer.
Yes,
Cancer.
cancer.
yes, a lot of people die of cancer and respiratory disease in months or even years following the attacks. So it really left like a stamp, that attack. So it was,
A huge problem, yes, after this collapse.
I was watching that, but I was like so sad to hear that those kind of things. I mean, and the people that you said it was jumping, I was like,
Yes,
how you can imagine if you're burning or you want to jump, if you decide to
yes,
jump. I mean, that's crazy.
I
yes,
think that the problem, for me, is a personal feeling, like a survivor. It's very
yes,
difficult to live
yes,
with that thoughts about that event. Remember every day what happens that day, uh, in that event during the collapse, the survivors.
yes.
Um,
Also for the families, because there are some videos about like people jumping, and to see those videos and see like some of your family in there, it's really hard. It I don't even want to think about it in a personal way, but yes, I think about the families and the survivors. They must have some psychological repercussion about it, and it's really damage. It really left a damage in people's hearts.
yeah, I had the opportunity to be there,
Oh,
and
in the
it,
memorial,
yeah, and it's sad. I mean,
yes,
those now are two phones, big ones, are beautiful, but they have all the names of the people who died. It's so hard. I mean, no, and they have a still one column of the
Yes.
building of the one tower. It is still there. This now is a museum. But it's hard.
Okay,
yes,
maybe I think that this all today to talk about that event. Uh, how I said at the beginning, it was very reasons or very conspiracies theories about that, but I think only is a memory from my point of view.
Yeah, a sad memory.
Yes.
yes, a really sad one.
Oh yeah, that like start. I feeling sad when I'm start thinking on that. I don't know. It was like not not the best thing, but uh, it's important to know about history and about all the theories that are around because um, you never have to believe all the people say.
Yes,
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.